behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Palm Bash TV. We're glad to see you again. Got a great interview coming up in just a moment, but before we begin, don't forget about the subscribe button and the bell buttons, because you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear from you there. And check out the description part and the closing credits at the end of this episode, because we'll have contact info for you. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From New Braunfels, Texas today, we have David Burke from the Breakaways, and he's a real awesome artist. I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second, but here's another quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from New Braunfels, Texas, we have David Burke with the Breakaways, and thank you for coming on the show, David.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. First of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about how it began for you, because everyone gets their start in music in different ways. Maybe you always wanted to be an artist since you were a little boy. Maybe it came much later. But anyway, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually it's a cool and yet funny story. In about 6th grade, I decided that I either wanted to be a drummer or a guitar player. And I had joined jazz band in 6th grade. I bought a guitar, or sorry, pardon me, a friend gave me a guitar, my first guitar. And it was a Squier, a Stratocaster. And a friend gave me this guitar. So I started in jazz band in grade school. And they were trying to teach me all this really you're basically intricating into intermediate, technical jazz music and things of that nature. And I do have a lot of respect for that music, but it was certainly not for me. I immediately veered off and started learning all the songs of the bands I was listening to at the time, which were Offspring and Green Day, all that stuff a lot of us get into in the, junior high era. Maybe some are still into it today. That's totally cool as well. But yeah, so that was kind of like my first taste in punk rock. And I, immediately found a love and passion for it. So then I ventured out from there. By the time I was 17, I was hopping in my first tour van. Started my first, 3-piece, absolute just 82 sounding punk rock band. We went up to St. Louis and back and came back. It was a small tour, but it was a great time. And, and that started opening the doors right there. And from there, it's ever since. I've either been in a band or writing some sort of music, writing and recording, and just being productive in it in one form or another. So yeah, so that's where I would say that the start has happened, and the end is not to come. So
okay, well, that is quite a story there. And you mentioned Green Day. Was there any other influences you had that motivated you when you grew up?
Oh yeah. Growing up, of course, the Ramones, the Clash, was a big Motorhead fan for a long time. Still am to a degree, but so all those are those kind of those early bands and whatnot. But yeah, they got the engine going, if you will. And just expanded from there.
Okay, yeah, those are some great bands. You mentioned Motorhead. Yeah, that was a great band, and I mentioned a lot of legends for sure there.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell everybody how we can find you? I know you have an official website probably, but are you on social media? Are you on the streaming sites? Tell everybody about that so they can find you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So first, I would say is having to do with streaming sites and social media and just everything, and in relation to that. Breakaway just actually released the most recent EP, which is titled Warrior. And that just came out on Thumper Punk Records. And that was just released, and that's available I mean, it's all over Facebook. You know, you go to Breakaway's page, which is just facebook.com, Breakaway Texas, TX, sorry, Breakaway TX, and it's on. But yeah, but as in streaming platforms, I mean, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I mean, it's everywhere. Amazon, so yeah, it's highly available.
Okay, well, go there where he said and get his music and follow him there. And I know he would really love you for that. And the song I guess we're going to be playing for you is called Never Forsaken.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. I'm sure it's self-explanatory, but go ahead and tell us the story about it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you, and I'd also like to just kind of give you some quick background on Breakaway and kind of how that started, because it's going to lead into the meaning of this song and
Okay.
a lot of what Breakaway's foundation is. Um, so I'll just be open and honest with everyone here. So I stand here 6 years sober, almost 6 years sober by the grace of God. And the band, the title Breakaway was actually the title that was given to me um, in my transition of a whole new life. And that whole new life is in my faith in Jesus Christ. And so that's what it was. I was breaking away from that life that I used to live in so many different directions. It was not good. We don't need to go into full detail. But throughout the years and in this time, I've developed a relationship, with Jesus. And in my time of life, in the understanding of that, I've gone through some things. I've experienced some things, some good, bad, and ugly. And no matter what, he has never forsaken me. It has never happened. It's not ever one time have I ever went through something and said, well, where's God in this, or what's going on? Now things might not always end up the way that I planned them to or wanted them to, but nonetheless, they work out exactly how they're supposed to, and I'm never forsaken.
Mm.
So, that's really what that song's about, and just having a full understanding of that. And I mean, I know that at this point in my life, I would say that I know this and an understanding of, and some of the darkest moments to the brightest moments, but nonetheless, I'm never forsaken. So,
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's good, a good message there, and I really love the song, and you guys always, as always, are gonna love it too. And we're gonna be playing that in just a second. But first, I want to thank you so much, David, for being on the show, and welcome. You're welcome back anytime you want to plug something new for us.
okay.
Okay, and here it is, the Breakaways with Never Forsaken, and it begins right now.